Good morning. Today is Friday, October 15th, and I'm Jimmy Sharp.
And I'm Jack Waldvogel, and this week we are bringing a Heritage Week special to you. First up, Jimmy had the opportunity to interview one of the newest members of our faculty, one of the Carmelite brothers who is teaching theology at JCA, Brother Barry Dineen.
I'm Jimmy Sharp, and I'm here with Brother Barry. I'm going to ask him a few questions so we get to know him better. First question. When did you decide to become a brother, and why did you choose to be a Carmelite?
I decided to become a brother. Well, I'm actually on the track to priesthood, but I decided to enter the Carmelites because I always felt a calling to the priesthood. I always felt a strong calling to work for God and to work for the church. I had an early discernment around age 19, and I considered going with the diocesan order. I considered going with them, but I waited till later in life, and I had a second calling, and I decided to discern with some religious orders. And I started with the Carmelites because I grew up in a Carmelite parish, and I decided to discern with them, and I think it was God's intervention because I found them to be the best fit for me at that time in my life, and so that's why I joined them. Yeah.
Cool. Going along with that, has anybody inspired you in your faith?
Yes, definitely. There's a lot of people who have. First and foremost, Christ, of course. My family, my mom, my dad, my brother, my grandparents, all very strong in the faith, devout Catholics. Some Carmelites and pastors growing up were strong inspirations to me. Yeah, those are the main figures.
That's nice. How are you liking JCA so far?
JCA is great. I love the community. I love the people. Everyone's nice. The staff is great. They're helpful and supportive, especially of a first-year teacher like myself. The students are very welcoming and very kind and accepting, and I really like it here so far.
That's nice. And lastly, what's your favorite thing to do outside of school?
Outside of school, I really enjoy, I don't have too many hobbies. I really enjoy exercising. I like weightlifting, working out. I also enjoy mountain biking, running or jogging, anything like that, any outdoor activity, exercising. It's a real passion of mine.
Very interesting.
Yeah.
Well, thank you for your time today. I really appreciate it.
Anytime, thank you.
It was great getting to meet you, Brother Barry. We hope you enjoyed your time here at JCA. Last week was Heritage Week at JCA, where we celebrated the Carmelite and Franciscan traditions. We had the opportunity to talk with campus ministry about the week and how it went.
Hello, JCA. It is an honor to be able to talk to you and share with all of you a little bit about Heritage Week, which we celebrated last week. We always save the first week of October for Heritage Week because it coincides with two very important feast days. October 1st is the feast day of St. Therese of Lisieux, very, very important figure in our Carmelite tradition. And October 4th is the feast day of St. Francis of Assisi. So we really are kind of blessed that these two major feast days from both halves of our traditions fall so close together within a couple of days of each other. So that's why we always celebrate the first week of October to celebrate our Franciscan and Carmelite heritage in a special way. And each day during the week, we had a different theme that coincides with different aspects of our Franciscan and Carmelite traditions. Monday was our day of prayer. So we reserved a special prayer for each day each period that day.
That way each classroom would be saying the same prayer at the same time. We figured there's a lot of solidarity amongst all the classes that day and amongst all our students. So we all prayed the same way, the same time, the same day.
Tuesday was our day of charity or giving. We had collections taken up in every theology class, and just asking the students and staff any spare change really that you were able to donate that day.
Wednesday, hospitality. This is the day everybody kind of loves and sometimes bemoans at the same time. But basically, we gave everybody their entire lunch and homeroom period off to go outside. And the day actually turned out better than we thought. We weren't sure about rain. It was actually a lovely day. There was a lot of intense frisbee and football playing going on in the grass, along with just a lot of camaraderie and enjoyable recreation outside in the Heritage Quad for both the underclassmen 4th period and the upperclassmen 5th period.
And then the busiest day of our entire year for Mrs. Ferro and myself, and we are so glad when it comes around, and we are even happier when it is over. But
Successful.
it's successfully
Yeah.
over.
Yeah.
And that is the annual all-school retreat and service day, which we marked on Thursday. It is indeed one of the biggest undertakings that we have on our agenda as campus ministers all year long. So, Mrs. Ferro, why don't you talk about the 3 underclass
Let's
retreats?
see. We started the day with 3 different retreats. The freshmen were meeting with Mrs. Krumjic, and she led a retreat in the chapel in the IRC, and we got into small groups and learned more about each other as the class of 2025. I have to get my math right, oh my goodness. For 2025, it was wonderful to spend time together and to get to know each other. The sophomores were in the small gym large gym with Net Ministries, and they are a wonderful evangelization, big word, crew that were here to teach us more about our faith and all God has in store for us, and that was our sophomores. The small gym had Mr. Ben Wagner, who is a national music artist along with retreat aficionado. He did many years at Catholic Heart Work Camp, helping to run retreats, and he ran our junior retreat for the class of 2023, and that actually looked really fun and successful. I've heard some good things about it. And then that led into our seniors.
The seniors were all engaged in community service that day. We had every senior and most of our faculty and staff out doing something in the community that day. And it was a wonderful, wonderful experience. We had perhaps our largest cruise at Habitat for Humanity, both right across the street from JCA at the Habitat Restore. We had about 15 students working there. And we also had another group of 20 or so seniors at a Habitat building site that was going on, and they were doing fantastic work there with Habitat for Humanity. We had groups at several different food shelters, 3 different food shelters that we had partnered with. The Northern Illinois Food Bank, Hands of Hope Ministries, and ShareFest of Will County, which is based in New Lenox. So all 3 of those organizations are providing food and other necessities to some of the poor members of our Joliet and Will County communities. So we were able to help those organizations out. We had several students helping with the care of creation as well. Certainly our natural world needs a lot of care and help as well. So we had students out with Joliet Animal Control that day. They were walking and cleaning and taking care of the animals in the shelter there. We had a group of students at Ready, Set, Ride in Plainfield, which is a therapeutic riding stable. They do a lot of good work with people with disabilities who are greatly helped by working with horses, and being able to horseback ride has proven very beneficial in therapy for so many people. But they also need a lot of help in caring for the horses and the stables. So we had a group of students at Ready, Set, Ride and did some fantastic work there. If you remember about last Thursday, it poured rain.
Yeah, it was a little wet, and this year we had a lot of outside activity due to COVID.
Yes.
So there was a lot of adjustment.
So we had adjust a lot of things on the fly. Several work projects that we had scheduled. We were supposed to be working with groups like Forest Preserve of Will County, the Willows Senior Retirement Home, Senior Services of Will County, amongst other sites that unfortunately they were all outdoor work projects and had to be canceled on us that morning due to the weather. But fortunately, the amazing JCA staff stepped up just superbly on Thursday. And we had teachers like Mrs. Stoiber, Mrs. Lapinosa, sorry if I mispronounced your name, both had things, we can do things here at JCA. We need help in the art rooms, cleaning out old supplies. We need help in the
chem lab. Got an overhaul.
Needed a total overhaul. So we probably had about 15 students or so remain here on campus, helping
they did a great job.
them clean out, and they did a wonderful job.
Then we had a few of them who were helping lead freshman retreat.
Right.
All of a sudden I threw them in the deep end of the water and said, go help on the retreat and please be a good inspiration to the freshmen. I think they were, I hope they were. I know they're wonderful students. It was a delight to see them during the day. Father Jeff and I run around that whole day, checking out the retreats, making sure people get dropped off and making sure they get picked up again. It's very tiring and so very rewarding. And we've already told our staff, but just in case the students don't know, we are truly, truly grateful for Joliet Catholic Academy's willingness to all pitch in. The entire faculty, the staff, everybody gets involved that day to do good for our community and for each other. And we're very proud to be part of that.
And then Friday, the last day of Heritage Week, was our day of celebration. We cap it off with a final day to celebrate together as a community. And the most important way that we do that as Catholics is with the celebration of Mass. So we had an all-school Mass on Friday. We are blessed to have a fellow Carmelite, Father Greg Hauk, who is our Director of Vocations. He was the guest celebrant on that day. And then Mr. Ben Wagner, who helped lead the junior retreat on Thursday, stayed and provided the music on Friday as well. So certainly put a plug in for Ben. He is a nationally known speaker, youth retreat leader, and musician. I met him probably 5 or 6 years ago myself. We worked a couple of Catholic Heart summer mission trips together, and I got to know Ben and thought he was a fantastic guy. And fortunately, 2 years ago before COVID, and again just last week, he was able to come up here. He's based out of Nashville, but he was able to come up here to Joliet to be with us for our retreat day. And check out Ben Wagner on Spotify and Apple Music and iTunes and other music platforms. He has some great music out there, so go show Ben some love and download some of his music.
And I guess it's the end of us in the sense of this explanation. Just understand that we're grateful for what we get to do here, and that Heritage Week is a very important part of our school year. And we hope you keep coming around campus ministry. The lollipops will always be there.
Absolutely.
Thanks to our campus ministers, Father Jeff and Mrs. Ferro, for organizing the week. On Friday, we had a school mass, and the freshmen and transfer students received their scapulars, and the new faculty and staff received the San Damiano crucifix. Following is a clip about that.
Thank you.
Thanks again to our campus ministers for planning a great week for our school.
Please watch our future broadcasts because we have some great things coming up, so stay tuned.
Make sure you support your Angels and Hillman this upcoming weekend, and don't forget to sell those raffle tickets.
That's it for this week.
For more information, please visit our website.